stage. We have voices on, and now we are live.
I like that poster.
I like that poster too.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. The fighting circus is afoot. It's fight month. Officially.
Carnival of Carnage is what I dubbed it.
I like it. The Carnival
Carnival
of
of
Carnage.
Carnage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the
that?
fighting circus too. We can
Fight
have two
circus,
names.
but they had a fight circus. They have a
No,
fight
the
circus.
fighting circus, not the flying circus. The fighting
No, they
circus.
have a fighting circus.
Well, fuck them. We're better.
Fight circus is like the fight circus. Yeah, I wouldn't even get into fight circus. Somebody knows what fight circus is.
Well, cheers, everybody. We're here. It's Cage Titans, and
And the
Carnival of Carnage is now the new dub.
For this
Cage
one. I mean, it seems fitting. And we actually have two Jokers on the card too. Obviously, Jay the Joker Perrin and Will the Joker Portillo.
There we go.
So we
we
got two Jokers.
We're gonna need to get festive with the nicknames then, I guess.
Actually, we're thinking.
Anybody-
I haven't. So you guys can all get his reaction. What do you think of a Ringmaster outfit for this show?
I can do it.
Oh, I thought I was gonna have to do some convincing, but there you go. You guys heard it. We got
I'll wear a top hat for this one. I've had cornrows. I can do a top hat.
Yeah, you have one of those. You have it from when you did Bill the Butcher, right, or whatever that guy's name is, the Butcher guy. When you did it for Halloween.
Yeah, I'll grab a hat. I'll grab a
Oh,
hat.
you have
We'll
one?
get it. Yeah, I'll grab a hat. We'll find a hat.
All right.
It won't be that one. We'll get a legit hat.
So
That's it. Fuck it. I'm rocking a top hat. One of these
What
ones.
about a red coat with red coat with
I can find one.
coattails?
I'll find one.
Yeah,
Sold.
so
I'm in.
I think we're gonna do that Greatest Showman for like the
I'm in.
opening video. Something themed around the opening showman, the Greatest Showman, that Hugh Jackman movie. I've never seen it, but shout out to Antoine Caparota.
I know the outfit.
He
We're
was
good.
gonna come out to the Greatest Showman song, but then he said, I think it's just a cool theme song for the show. So he's like, I won't come out to it. He has a good one that he's gonna come out to. That's also circus theme. But he said, I'll give you guys the Greatest Showman. You guys use that as your opening for the show. So I think that's what we're gonna do. And then he mentioned, he's like, you should see if Andy will get it dressed up in a ringmaster outfit and I was like, I'll ask him on air so that you guys can convince him if he said no. But he said yes.
You shitting me? That doesn't take me much
What's up, Jared?
arm twisting to do a kick-ass performance idea like that. Of course, I'm gonna be getting myself a red jacket, black slacks.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
we're gonna make it. I'm gonna. Yeah. I like it.
We can do that. Pull it off.
I like it. I'll get a top hat.
Yeah, what's going on? Chris Matino
monocle.
watching, Steve Rito
I'll
watching.
get a monocle.
A monocle. They
Yeah,
wear
a monocle. Why not? If I'm wearing a top hat, may as well rock a monocle.
That's like, actually, speaking of monocles,
Pocket watch.
that was the Monopoly. Does the Monopoly guy have a monocle or not?
He does.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Does he have a monocle or not? Does the Monopoly guy have a monocle or not?
Yes, he does.
This is a Mandela effect example.
Mandela effect. Why? He actually wears glasses?
No. I don't know. I forget which way it is. Either he doesn't have a monocle or he does, but everybody remembers the difference. So you say he has a monocle. I think it might be that he doesn't have a monocle.
The Monopoly man? Yeah, he does. He's got the little fucking.
There we go. Right when you type it in. No, the Monopoly man does not wear a monocle.
What is that?
That he does is common false memory knows that a Mandela effect. I knew it. This
Then
is
what
the
is
picture
that?
of him. It's not the monocle. No monocle.
Wait, that is a monocle.
There you go. Research proves that
Then
Rich Uncle Pennybags never wore a monocle.
Then what is that he's
That's
holding
just
on?
like, that's what no, this is, people can't see what I'm watching, but it's actually, no, look at that. Look at Jared Kelly says no. Joey said yes, he does. Google it. He doesn't have a monocle. He doesn't have a monocle.
You really trust Google at this day and age?
No, but I know that it was an example of like a Mandela effect.
Well,
Every-
then
he
I'm
doesn't
not.
have a monocle.
I'm not going to be the Monopoly man. I'm going to be a old-timey ring announcer.
It's
from
never
the
been on
carnival
any-
days. They were
It's a
monocles.
misconception since his first appearance in 1936. He's never been depicted with a monocle on any Monopoly box or board. And if you believe that, if you don't believe that, you're not alone. So yeah, Mandela effect. Never knew you were gonna get that at Cage Titans tonight. What's up, man? What's up, Sean? Look at Joey bullshit. Yeah, you're in the Andy. You remember him? It's kind of like Fruit of the Loom if you remember it with the cornucopia, or not. Did it have the cornucopia with the fruit?
They can change. Yes, it did.
It says it doesn't.
It doesn't anymore.
It says it's never.
But
It's never. I'm just telling you what. Listen, man. I'm just telling you. Ken Jennings would be proud of you, Jared. I'm just telling you some common things. That's another one. The Monopoly monocle and the Fruit of the Loom. If it had the little cornucopia basket with it, and it's everybody remembers that it does or says it does, but it doesn't.
Never paid that much attention to my underwear logo.
I don't know, man. I'm just telling you.
I know Hanes don't got shit, so
Haynes just says Haynes. I think.
yeah.
But that, whatever. As we went down a little bit of, but anyways, you heard it here. If he's not dressed up, he's not a man of his word.
I got
So he said he will be the ringmaster at the Carnival of Carnage next Saturday, Cage Sign 70, Plymouth Memorial Hall.
I've already got 12 days. That's plenty of time to get the
Plenty of
black
days.
black slacks dry
black
cleaned.
pants.
I got black slacks.
So you need a red coat. You can go to like.
Oh no, I got it. I already.
You have a red coat?
No, but I almost bought one a few shows ago, and I know if they still got it, that's where I'm going.
Or you
and
go
I
to a
won't get it.
costume store.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Or
I'll
if you
find
just
it.
go red coat, that's cool.
I'll find
Because,
it.
like, we don't, like, I like the stuff, the
No,
gimmicky stuff.
I got
but I
it.
also kind of don't like the gimmicky
I got it.
stuff.
I
Save
got
that
it.
for
Don't
others.
worry about it. This one works. If
You
there's
got
a role
this.
to be gimmicky from time to time, we can be gimmicky from time to time. It's going to be
Perfect.
work. It's
All
going to be
right.
worked out.
The greatest showman, Andy, will be Senna Cage.
Carnival of Carnage, baby.
Carnival of
It's
Carnage.
got to
You
be
got to
a
work
red.
that into the opening, too.
It's got to be a red jacket too for the blood. Yeah.
The Blood Gods.
Yeah, I've got so many shirts with blood stains on them, Bourbon. So many.
I
many.
love when I see the pictures after the fights, and you just see the girls, the ring girls with their
Not
ring
me.
cards up,
Rein it in. I don't
and they're
care.
just like they're blocking the sweat and all that
Oh,
stuff.
the
coming
commission.
off.
The commission always has
the
the
no cards, and they're like whatever.
bring
But
it
anyways, Cage Titan 70. If you missed
Poncho.
last
on.
week,
Cage Titans poncho seats. I love it.
yeah. So if you missed last week, we did talk about the big news that we kind of dropped or like teased. I said if you watched last week, you would only hear it then and never again. But until we make our official announcement. But yeah, we talked about pins cards. I actually, I mentioned that it might be a reality that the pins cards will be coming back, and if we started doing the pins cards again, it would probably be like tie Titans, ring Titans, something along that line. I had a great conversation. I see Tyler Pimentel watching now. I had a great conversation earlier. But I've been doing some research, looking into buying a ring. Looks like we might have a ring secured. I talked to Tyler about setup and all that stuff. That's his area of expertise.
Oh, snap.
So, yeah, things are progressing along. Still nothing for us to announce formally with our pomp and circumstances that we like to do. But if you watch the show, you're hinted in on it, and it will be coming. Maybe March 22nd, we might have some announcements regarding it. But
I like it.
yeah, we're going to be working. We got that going in the works, as we talked about last week. Besides that, man, it's just kind of like we're less than 2 weeks away now. I've always said it, like this is kind of the crunch time, collecting what's going on. Champ, Tom Pag's watching. This is kind of the time frame where this week all the medicals are done, the licensing's getting done. Kind of finishing touches on all the paperwork aspect of the fights.
All the back end stuff.
All the back end, yeah, not the fun stuff.
The least glorious part, but the most imperative part, because without all that getting filed away, there are no fights.
Yeah. Today, I know you guys can't see it, but today, this is my picture from my driveway when the neighbors see the cage mat is out.
Getting power washed.
Getting power washed with the blood trickling into the streets. They know Cage Titans.
Welcome to the neighborhood, huh?
Welcome to the neighborhood.
That's gotta be
my driveway is a hill, so when I'm spraying power washing it, you definitely see
it's like
the blood
Jaws.
just running down my driveway. The kid's getting off the school bus today, like No, just kidding. But
It's like The Shining in that house right now. Just blood waterfall from.
Always funny. I was talking to Andy too when I was on my way to CVS because I got to get the hydrogen peroxide. So they got the little shopping carts, and I just roll up to the shopping cart with 12. Those big.
Like you're about to go cook some meth. You just got
12 things of
chemicals.
hydrogen peroxide, and my wife's newest kick is Sweet Tart ropes. If you haven't had them, watermelon.
Oh yeah,
explosion.
it's been a minute. Those are so
Watermelon
good.
explosion. They're like little ropes.
I can't eat candy
Sweet
anymore.
Tart.
It fucks my teeth up, but
But,
I used to love that shit.
So I get 12 things of hydrogen peroxide and 2 packs of watermelon explosion, Sweet Tart ropes for the wife. And I'm like, these party people think I'm a music. And then I saw one of my neighbors there, and of course that was, fun. I'm like, hey. And they're like, I kind of figured it had something to do with the fights. And I'm like,
you melt the candy.
wait.
Mix it with
Actually, the
hydrogen
homeowners association,
peroxide.
my new neighborhood that we moved a couple months back, for the first time, we do have a homeowners association. So maybe they might hit me up and say,
No more blood in the
no more blood in the
streets.
street.
If you're gonna clean your blood out of you.
You're gonna clean them, or they might just be too fucking scared to say anything to me. So I mean, that could be a reality.
It's a
as
good
well.
thing.
They might be like, yeah, this is probably not a good idea, or maybe they'll leave an anonymous note on my thing. But either way, I'm gonna keep doing it. And because luckily, our homeowners association, I've never been a part of this, but it's like voluntary. So it's like not a mandatory homeowners association. So if you want
So it's just a bunch of people that live in the neighborhood that like to have some
like you
semblance of authority.
You can donate to them once a year,
Wait.
but like it's not mandatory. I don't fucking know.
Wait,
Adam said the homeowners association. I mean, listen, they might, but luckily for me,
associate these nuts. I'm cleaning my mat.
listen, man. Anyways, so we talked. We talk about a lot of topics here at Table Titans. But yeah, so today I was out there power washing the mat. It was a beautiful day out. It was like the first time since January I've had a chance, and that's always the tricky part because we always buy the brand new mat for the beginning of the season in January, and then it's like I got to get it ready for March. But January and February is so fucking cold. I can't get out there and power wash in fucking 10-degree weather. So I'm out there power washing. Today was the first day that was beautiful out. So got out there.
It was nice out.
I left it out I left it out there. So when I get home, I got to fold it up. I wanted to air dry a little bit more. But you have a nice, clean, disinfected. Blood stains are gone from this cage mat, so it's rip roaring ready to go.
It would pass a crime scene if it had to.
Yeah,
And
yes,
now
exactly.
it's good for the
It's
Carnival
good for
of Carnage.
Carnival
we
of
got
Carnage. Get
to
some more
dress
blood
it up
done.
with some more blood.
So that's kind of it, man. This week is just kind of the calm before the storm. Let's say, what is Adam saying? Do like a haunted cage at Halloween and draw the masses away from the house, and you'll be fine. All right. Actually, our neighborhood is pretty big into Halloween. We moved in September, so the Halloween we were there for Halloween this year, and it was pretty intense. So yeah, I'll throw the cage out there, let the kids beat each other up or something. But yeah, this is kind of the calm before the storm. Not much, craziness. It's just more like kind of getting all the boring stuff done. So next week we hit the ground running. We'll have our Table Titans next Monday with guests giving their choices on picks.
Wait, next Monday's fight week
next
already?
Monday's fight week.
Wow.
Next, this weekend.
How does it creep up like that quick
Yeah,
these
it's crazy.
days? Huh?
So yeah,
I
so
love
we
it.
got fight
Good.
week next week. So we'll have the Big Mikey's Hot Wing Hot Take. We'll be doing that challenge.
Is he coming in?
We'll see if he's coming in. We'll see. And then obviously Friday will be the fights. We got fighters flying in from Brazil on Wednesday. Jean Patrick's flying in. I heard a rumor, and I hate to, again, I'm not making this official, but like I heard a rumor. His main training partner, coach, teammate is Charles Dubronx Oliveira. And I heard that he might actually fly in for the fight. So again, not, it is what it is. Not promoting it or anything like that he's going to be there, but they said that he might actually come in because I got their passports for him and his coach today. And they said, once you know what flights you are, let us know because there's a chance that Charles might fly out. So that would be kind of cool.
That would be sweet.
But yeah, so we got Jean Patrick in the co-main event flying in. Tom Santos is already in the States. He's out in Vegas right now, so he's flying in from Vegas on Thursday. So yeah, so next week is just kind of all the goodies.
Him versus Miguel is going to be a banger. Those guys are going to throw down in the middle.
Absolutely. So what's up, Big Mikey? Big Mikey was by visiting the hall today. So yeah, so basically this week is just kind of quick touch base, see what's up.
It's good seeing Big Mikey this weekend.
Yeah, Big Mike. So yeah, if you miss, we'll go back to that. But yeah, so like essentially now hit up your favorite fighter, get those tickets, go to Cage Titans FC, get those tickets. Actually, it's CageTitans.com now.
That
I
it is.
Say FC anymore.
You don't have to. It's
CageTitans.com.
it's
Our brand new website,
CageTitans.com officially.
Get your tickets. But yeah, so that's all we got for you. Really, like you said, good to see Big Mikey this weekend.
Man,
if you missed out, Coops Bar and Grill. We had the official UFC 313 watch party. Andy opened the night from 8 to 10 with a live musical set. Unbelievable, crushed it.
A lot of fun indeed.
You know, he did an amazing job. People were loving it. A lot of Cage Titans like fans that knew about Cage Titans. Andrew Mack and his whole crew came out. We had a lady and a couple people that her son trained at Lozon's, and she actually FaceTimed her son from here so I could talk to him. And he's like, I'm going to be on your fight card one day. And I was like, you got it. You know, she's like, I'm here with the guy who wants Cage Titans. So that was kind of funny. You know, so she was there. The South Shore Sport Fighting crew were there. Antoine Caparata, who's fighting next weekend, drinking water, obviously. But Zach DeSab was in the house. Johnny Cupcakes Campbell, KK, the meat grinder, was here. Yeah, so it was cool. If you haven't come out to Coops for a UFC pay-per-view, we get all the pay-per-views here at Coops. It's a great time. And I think it was a hit with Andy playing the music from 8 to 10 before we switched over to live
come
sound.
down for the pay-per-views and jam out.
Yeah, so every show, this is, you know, we've been doing it for almost over a year now. So if you're looking for a place to watch and, you know, come on down. Adam Russell, actually, you said you were going to come down, and I saw your Facebook post that you were having a hard time getting he was part of the ESPN debacle where people couldn't buy the stream this weekend. So you should have came to Coops and hung out with us. But yeah, I can't wait for Antoine either.
That's a long awaited return, man.
Yeah. So yeah, good time. So that was this weekend. So if you haven't come out to Coops, definitely come out to Coops for a UFC night. We do ticket giveaway for Cage Titans. We do a pick'em contest where everybody gets a sheet. You get to pick the winners for the whole main card. Good time. We always got prizes to give away and stuff like that. So yeah. So that's kind of all I got. What did you think of the fights, though?
It was good, man. Gaethje and Fiziev stole the show. Yeah. Some sick knockouts. And Bahamunde's kid looking slick. The roofie guy with the spinning kick over King Green. That was insane. I haven't seen a knockout that vicious in a while. It was a real good fight card.
Who'd you have, Ankalaev or?
Ankalaev won the fight.
3-2 you had?
3-2 or 4-1. It didn't make any difference to me. I thought he handily won it.
You know, what's funny is, you know, you can just leave right there.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much.
You know, what's funny is, like, a lot of people today, I've seen some people kind of mention it and posting, like, what happened to the days of, like, you have to come in and beat the champ to take the belt? And it's like, the way people think, because, like, people would get shit on for saying that. It's like, it's irrelevant who's the champ. Like, you shouldn't be biased when whoever won that fight. It doesn't matter who came in with the belt. But then because Pereira, who is the more popular guy, lost, people are like, oh, back in the day, you had to really definitively beat the champ.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly that wasn't a close fight. I didn't think it was debatable. I thought it was pretty handily 3 rounds to 2 at the very least for Ankalaev, where he was kind of the only one putting any output out there. Pereira didn't. There were a couple rounds where he statued up. He got dropped in the second, and I don't think he ever fully bounced back from that big shot. And over the course of 5 rounds, I thought it was pretty decisive that Ankalaev won at least 3 rounds. So it wasn't one of those, oh, you got to beat the champ to beat the champ. He beat the champ.
That was my point I was getting at.
Only one guy's butt hit the canvas.
Pereira, everybody loves Pereira, so it's like you're seeing him lose. To now.
Oh, yeah, you're seeing him lose. Welcome to mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
That's the way that this is. If you don't, you've been a fan of this sport for 2 years and you just jumped on the Alex Bay, get used to it. It's nothing but just a lot of elated moments watching your favorite and then sudden brick walls of disappointment. I'll never forget. My 21st birthday was the night Anderson Silva got knocked out by Chris Weidman. And I was so drunk by the time I got there and watched it, I fell to a knee and broke down in tears. That was my childhood hero. So drunk on my 21st birthday.
He did not give you a happy birthday.
No. So, yeah, just get used to it. It's nothing on Anderson. So, yeah.
Well, it is just something that, like, as boxing fans.
I'm a huge Maeda fan, by the way.
You know,
he's one of my favorites to watch, but you lost that fight.
I think Chael Sonnen said it. You know, he's like, and he actually was like, you got to beat the champ. He actually kind of went on that route. But he kind of said, like, Justin Gaethje, I don't know, or Michael Chandler. I don't even know if Michael Chandler has a winning record in the UFC, but I'm a fucking fan. And I think the bigger point is that in MMA, you know, people got so used to the boxing world of, like, you protect the O at all costs. And if you lose one fight, it's not worth watching the guy for some reason anymore. In MMA, it's like, you could have a 14-7 record and you're like, I can't wait to see this next guy's fight. Like a Justin Gaethje fight. I think in the buildup, they actually in Justin Gaethje's build up to the fight with Isaiah yeah, they actually played him getting knocked out by fucking Holloway, and it was like, what? You played to hype up the guy who's fighting. You played a highlight of him getting knocked out, but it's just like this sport is just wild, and a loss doesn't define you. But
that's how it's always been.
Like, I don't even know. Like, I know Justin Gaethje fought Poirier. Who won that fight?
They 1-1 against each other.
Okay. The Gaethje, you look at. I'm just using him as an example because he just fought. Like, I don't even know if he fucking won, lost. Like, does he? Like, I feel like he's slid a little bit in the last few fights he's had, but I don't even know.
Well, he's only lost in the UFC. I think they built him as 5 losses. He lost to Poirier. He lost to Eddie Alvarez. Lost to Habib. He lost to
He hasn't fought
Charles.
Makhachev yet?
No, he hasn't. And he lost to Charles and Holloway. Those are his 5 losses.
Okay. Either way, the point
champs.
is that, like, in MMA, it's just whether they win or lose. Like, a loss doesn't define. Like, I'm sure people are still going to want to see Pereira fight. Like, even though he lost,
of course.
That was the long-winded roundabout thing I was getting at. Is like in MMA, it doesn't really matter.
No, it never really has. I mean, perfect example is who got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Robbie Lawler.
Robbie Lawler. Yeah. He was a multiple stint UFC run. He was early as a pioneer in the pioneer ages as a young kid. He was 20 years old fighting Nick Diaz. They were both 20 years old. Kids fighting in the UFC back when, and had a bunch of promising knockouts then. I want to say he fought in Pride. I could be wrong that he fought in Pride, but I know he definitely fought in Strikeforce and made a huge impact there. Knocked out Melvin Manhoef in a crazy fight. And then all that to come back into the UFC with something like a 18-10 record, getting a title shot at 22-9 and going on one of the most riveting title runs of all time. Probably my favorite title run of all time is Robbie Lawler's. His lost to Johnny Hendricks, then he beat Johnny Hendricks. Then it was Rory McDonald, and Carlos Condit. Yeah. It was just those fights right there. That's an hour and a half of nothing but fucking awesome action right there. You look at any title fight that Robbie Lawler was on, and then those 2 fights in between. I think he fought Matt Brown and I forget who else in the lead up in between his.
Andy's like an encyclopedia. He's like the one fan that
remembers
like every fucking fight.
It's starting to slip. I think the CTE that I've accrued is starting to kick in. It's starting to slip a little bit, I got to admit. But yeah, there was a time when that was just like a brain fart. Like I could just recite everybody's. Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, plus I've been doing this a decade now. So now the UFC stuff has gone by the wayside. I'm starting to forget shit from. No, I'm starting to forget it all. Yeah. All of it. Like it's.
Remember the lip fucking when Robbie Lawler's fucking his lip?
Oh, nasty. So nasty. It's one of the sickest fights of all time. So, yeah, if you're upset about Pereira losing, this is just get used to it. This is the welcome to the sport. This ain't basketball. This ain't football.
Oh, yeah. Short fuse. You said you were coming by. I didn't see you either, short fuse. But you should have woke her up. Or actually, she fell asleep. You should have fucking came without her. There you go. I'm hanging out with the boys, man. Boys' night.
Yeah, it was a perfect way to get out of there then.
Yeah. I like it when my wife falls asleep before me. That means I can just put on whatever I want on TV. I'm not waking her up either. I just want to watch what I want to watch. So you got the perfect thing. You should have just bounced. Been like, I'm out of here. Anywho. So this weekend, man, next weekend, I'm saying, give me some insight on what you're thinking about the fight card next week. Give me a fight that you're thinking about. You want to see the fight card? Give me a fight that you.
Oh, ours. I thought you were talking like UFC again. No. Oh, so all of them, as always, all of them. But this fight in particular, there's a couple of them that really stand out. I really like this Igor Zaltzman fight versus Eric Wynn. I think that this is 2 young, devastating strikers with big power, finishability, durability, bringing it to each other here early in their careers. we're going to be in for a real treat. These are two young lightweights that are action packed and have been. I think they fought on like congruent cards as
fought on the
well
same card, yeah.
on a couple of occasions, and it's kind of a matchup that never really clicked in my head as to one that should be made. So that's what really kind of presents it as such a treat when I discovered it was made. That's one of those amateur fights that just keep your eye peeled. These kids are both dogs, and they are going to pepper the floor with blood again. Obviously, we've talked
for me to power wash.
Obviously, we've talked about the undercard, the amateur title fights before. So
you know what fight I'm looking forward to a little bit as well is Anthony King versus Josh Robertson.
Yeah,
you know, the Red King, I think, is they nicknamed him Anthony King. AJ
Robertson making his debut though.
We remember his fight against Noah Schlama, unbelievable. This is his return to the cage. As for Josh Robertson, you know, he did compete for us in Muay Thai, and I hear some extremely great things from him out of the Triforce guys. You know, so
that's right. All right, yeah. Now, okay, yeah.
He has the whole his
blackout.
His whole left arm's black.
Yeah, he's been training a long time for sure.
And, you know, kind of dealing with some things that just kind of like always missed getting on a card. He's been looking to make his MMA debut for a while. The Muay Thai thing was just kind of dabble into competing. But the stars align and he's in, and I'm excited.
It took a second to click, but no, 100%. He's just savage.
Yeah, and Anthony, you know what's cool? You know, Josh was actually scheduled to fight somebody else. And then when the fight was kind of like, it fell out, then we were looking at new opponents, and I mentioned Anthony King, and they were like, yeah, we love that fight. We want that fight. And I was like, oh, shit. After watching Anthony King's fight, I thought no one would be like, yeah, I want to fight that. Because oddly enough, Anthony King had another fight as well. And like a week after his opponent accepted the fight, or a week and a half, he messaged me back and was like, oh, my coaches think I need some more time to train. And I was just like, why the fuck would you harass me about taking a fight when you've had 4 fights as an amateur, accept the fight, and then a week later be like, oh, my coaches decided I need time training? That tells me he probably accepted the fight with Anthony King, went back to his coaches. His coach watched the video and were like, yeah, that's not a good fight for you. But I thought that was the moral of the story is Josh Robertson knows every bit about Anthony King, and they were like, yeah, we'll take that fight over the other fight. So that
Pawtucket coming in full force, Triforce coming through.
Yeah, so that fight excites me because I want to see what, you know, they say your first is always the best. Like, what's the follow-up performance from Anthony King? So that's what gets me pumped up about him. And then obviously Robertson, you know, the confidence in taking this matchup.
Yeah, I'm looking at this card. There's a whole bunch of debuting fighters taking place here, so not much to go on, but another fight that sprung up on the amateur card because we've pretty much talked up all the pros and we already know what we're excited for in the top end of the card.
Let's see if you hit it.
Reasons why you should get there early enough. Will Portillo taking on Neil Mazumdar. Those guys, as the decorated, experienced amateurs with finishes under their belt, both coming from absolute savage schools and academies. So get there early. This is one of those circle fights that the body of work that precedes them sells the fight itself.
All right, I'm going to let Andy always talk about the ones that you might know because he's seen them with his own eyes. I'm going to tell you about some fights that you don't know and why you should circle it. So my first stop is going to be Nick Martino out of Boleto. He's out of Gary Boleto's gym. First time Boleto's gym has ever had a guy on our fight card. This kid's a stud wrestler. This kid is just a great prospect in Nick Martino coming out of Boleto's gym. He's 0-0. I'd say he's 0-0 because no one's wanted to fight him, essentially. And he's been, you know, if you Google the kid's name, you're like, oh, fuck. Like, I remember when he gave me his name, I'm like, oh, shit, 185er is always hard to get because there's not a ton of them, number one. And then when you Google the kid, I'm like, fuck, Gary. Like, you know, now I know why he's throwing them at me. Because my first thought was, you know, respectfully, like Gary is the champ for CES. So like I'm assuming, you know, they're from Rhode Island, so they would fight on CES's card. And then quickly I realized, I'm like, they probably couldn't get anybody to fight this kid. With that being said, actually, sorry, it was a 205er, not 185. He's fighting Matt McIntyre out of Brett O'Terry's gym, The Lab.
Mm-hmm.
So Brett immediately accepted. He's like, let me look him up real quick. He's like,
McIntyre's been dying to fight.
This is his third time. Third
Yeah.
time's the charm. First fight, he showed up and he had, he couldn't pass his pre-fight physical. He's a young kid and he had some nerves and they were like, your blood pressure's too high. His coach was arguing like, listen, he's a kid. Like he just cut weight. Like it's his first experience into this. Like check it again later and he'll be fine. And then like everybody was getting nervous. So that scrapped. Then his next fight is his opponent, and I only say this name, and again, it's not to be mean. I would say don't mention his name, but I'll mention he was supposed to fight Tito Medina, and just Tito Medina just no-showed, no response. Just never showed up for the fight or the weigh-in or answered any messages, though he continually posted online, so you knew he was on. Whatever. Anyways, I would say don't give it time of day. I only say it because that's the second time in a row he's done it. So if any other promotions watch, now you know the history there and when he starts hitting you up looking for fights on your card. But so that happened 2 fights in a row. Those are the 2 incidents of Matt McIntyre. So now third time's a charm. He's got a stud guy in Nick Martino. And Matt McIntyre, when you see 205ers like amateurs or local guys, they're usually fatter guys that are trying to work their way down to their set weight class. Tell you this, Matt McIntyre is every bit of 205. He's a big dude. So these are 2 big 205ers going at it. So I'm excited about that. There's some background information on these 2 0-0s. And the other 2 0-0s that are fighting, Hunter Brum out of Regiment Training Center and Kadu Lanes out of Back to Basics. Why you should be excited about this. Hunter Brum, you might not know his name or you might know the name. He's been around the grappling scene for a little bit. But one name, if you've been following New England MMA for a long time, is Leon Davis. And Hunter Brum went head-to-head with Leon Davis in the grappling tournament, and he actually he won. And I say that because I remember when matching Hunter Brum, they were like, hey, I'll fight this guy. He's 0-0. He's a blue belt, no wrestling, kind of the normal stuff you get from fighters. And then immediately when they would Google him, it's like, he's done a bunch of grappling tournaments and he beat Leon Davis.
He's a blue belt?
Yeah, he could beat a black belt, Leon Davis, and he caught him. So if you know Leon Davis, that just kind of gives you a little bit of background on the level of guy. Leon Davis, just to let you know, 11-3 professional fighter who's been competing.
And he's a black belt.
And he's been competing since 2008. So Leon's as legit as they come, and this kid holds a victory over him. So scared a lot of people off. Needless to say, his grappling is going to be on point. And as the other side of it, Kadu Lanes, Back to Basics, Jeff Perez, trained fighter. Jeff Perez is a longtime Cage Titans amateur champion, established pro. He's bringing the likes of Eric Wynn and Ruben Batar to us now that he started his own school. So I can see the level of what they're producing at this gym. Kadu Lanes, he's stepping in there against Hunter Brum. That's going to be another fight between 2 0-0s that not anybody's going to be like, I'm excited for that. Maybe now you will be. These are going to be 2 great fights.
Sweet.
What else you got, Andy? I mean, obviously, Melissa Santos and Tara Wamsley, everybody's seen them both fight on the last card.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing to be able to put these 2 together. It just kind of made sense. But there's a ton of fights.
So many fights. I mean, we'll be going through all of them next week,
yeah.
fight by fight. So look at the fight card online. Make sure you're hitting your fighters up to get tickets before they start hitting their weight cuts during the week. They're going to be miserable, sucking all the carbs. You don't no salt, no sodium, no carbs. And then you just got to dehydrate and sit in the sun. It sucks. Get the tickets now. Don't do it next week. It's just added stress to an already stressful situation. Memorial Hall will sell out. It always does. The Carnival of Carnage is going to be a packed house. So make sure you make those phone calls now.
I just got the picture from Matt McIntyre's opponent, who I was just talking about, Eric Martino. And I know you guys can't see it, but looking at his picture, I'm like, oh shit, we got some tough guys fighting. You can just tell by the looks. But looks don't win fights, but either way, they got the skills to back it up too. So that's every bit of 205. I don't even know if the last time he's 205. Joe Lexus, I think, was the last guy that fought at 205 for us.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. You don't see that weight class often. Not often at all. So yeah, man, that's it. Kids grappling to start the show. We don't have any kids open up the show the last couple fights we've been at 17 fights. We got 2 title fights, so it makes for a long night. So sometimes we like to just kind of get right to the action, start right away. Which I'm happy to say, last show we started right at 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
We've been doing a lot better job. We always used to joke like, we're on MMA time or Paul Vare time, as Andy calls it. But 6 o'clock's been on.
You coined it.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Matt
coined it.
McIntyre
It
is watching.
made
We just
sense.
talked
I
about your
kept
fight,
it.
Matty. So
But
there you go. So yeah. All right. Well, I got nothing.
I got nothing. I'm tired. All right.
This weekend, I got to plug Coops though. They're right upstairs this weekend at Coops. Wednesday night trivia night. Friday night we have Joe McD performing from 7:30 to 10:30. And then for all you Irish people out there that like traditional boiled dinners, corned beef and cabbage.
Oh, that's right. And it's
Friday.
a good corned beef dinner. I'm out of here.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all weekend at Coops, all the way until Monday. Corned beef dinners.
Top of the morning to you.
Yeah, there you go. For all those Irish people out there, or as like my mom likes to say, I always admit to the Italian part. I'm Italian and Irish. So there you go, Mara. I just saw that you were watching earlier. She's like, you never admit that you're Irish. You always tell people you're Italian. Well, there you go. I'm Irish as well. And I will be partaking in the corned beef dinners this weekend. So come on by, Coops.
You're just a typical Bostonian. You're Italian and Irish right there. That's just how it is. Like,
if you're from Boston, you're either Irish or you're Irish.
or Portuguese.
Portuguese. Okay,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
So, anywho, that's all I got for you. Be on the lookout all this week for more marketing stuff. You'll be seeing more flyers. As I just got a picture of Matt McIntyre's opponent as I'm on air, so I'll be making his flyer and getting that out this week. As always, Spectation Sports will be carrying. If you can't make it to Cage Science in person, you can always see on Spectation Sports. The calm before the storm. Next week is fight week.
Fucking game time. Let's go. Cheers, everybody. Thanks as always.
All right, let's get that poster up there one more time. The Carnival of Carnage